Hey guys, it's Jen, aka Indulgent Eats, and I'm so excited because my shred is officially over. I ended up dropping from 33% body fat to 27% body fat thanks to my Nutrition Kitchen meal deliveries and my workouts with Hybrid Gym. I've been doing a 7-week shred with Hybrid Gym, which is an amazing gym that I go to here in Hong Kong. Basically, the entire gym does this body transformation challenge where you're assigned into teams led by a trainer. And your trainer will kind of do your body fat measurements and also give you calorie and macro goals. So the amount of grams of protein, carbs, and fat you wanted to hit while maintaining that calorie range. So for me, I was eating 1,300 calories a day and trying to get at least 40% of my diet as protein, which ended up being about 130 grams of protein per day. It started off with a 2-week elimination diet where we couldn't eat any carbs, sugar, dairy, cheese, alcohol, no soy sauce or fish sauce, which kind of hurt my soul as a Filipino. But the whole point of that 2-week elimination diet is to remove as much inflammation in your body as possible. It's kind of a very quick reset and detox for your body. It was so much work though. I was cooking every single day. I was measuring all of the ingredients, so weighing out how much chicken I was eating, using my MyFitnessPal to calculate the calories for every single meal and kind of changing how much chicken am I eating, how much broccoli am I eating, how much salmon am I eating, trying to hit these calorie targets. So it was just so much work. After that 2 weeks, I did see results, but it was just so much work and just not sustainable. So I was super happy to transition to Nutrition Kitchen right after that. Nutrition Kitchen made it super easy to stay on track throughout the shred since they deliver your pre-portioned chef-prepared meals every day. So every day I was getting my breakfast, lunch, and dinner with all the nutrition info on the label of the meal. So it made it super convenient to stay on top of my shred. So what's great about Nutrition Kitchen is that it's super flexible. It covers 3 different types of dietary plans. So there's the regular meal plan, which you can think of as like an omnivorous diet. So people who eat meat, fish, and vegetables. There's also a full vegetarian menu where it's a mix of both vegetable-focused meals as well as where there's a plant-based protein used like Beyond Meat or Gardein. And then there's a flexitarian meal plan. So that's a combination of meat, fish, and plant-based meals where every day you have at least one fully vegetarian meal. And I detail this on my blog post. The first week of Nutrition Kitchen, I did the flexitarian meals just to cut down on my meat intake since my 2-week elimination diet was like non-stop meat. It was so much meat, I needed a break from the meat. So it was nice to do the flexitarian meal plan the week after that. And then following that, I switched to their regular meal plan. And when you do the regular meal plan, you also have the option to do a low carb or balanced. Let's say the balanced meal plan has some complex carbohydrates like brown rice or whole wheat spaghetti or noodles. And this is meant for if you're a highly active individual, so if you work out a lot and you want to have carbs to help build muscle. Otherwise, you can go with the low carb plan if you're trying to lose weight, and this would substitute any of those more dense carbohydrates with more vegetables. So an example, the coconut curry chicken, which was one of my favorite meals, Mike was getting the balanced meal plan where it had brown rice, and instead my meal had more cauliflower in it. You also have the option to choose a small or regular sized portion. So the small is meant more for women who maybe have a lower calorie goal. But since I personally was trying to hit my protein goals, I was doing the regular low carb plan. Because I needed so much protein every day, the regular meal plan helped me reach that goal. And then I would maybe just skip on some of the carbs in my meal in order to make sure I still stayed within my calorie range, since the regular meal plans are meant for people with a higher calorie goal. You can see in my before and afters, I definitely toned up a lot by doing the combination of my hybrid workouts and my Nutrition Kitchen meals. Weight-wise, I dropped 3 kilos or 6.6 pounds, which when you think of it as a whole number, maybe isn't as much as you would expect, but you also have to keep in mind that muscle weighs more than fat. So overall, my body was able to transform some of the body fat into muscle. And having more muscle just makes it even easier to maintain your weight, since your body will just burn more calories the more muscle you have, basically. So the way Hybrid measures our body fat is that they actually use what's called a caliper. And there are different parts in your body, like your chest, your tricep, your abdomen, your like near your love handles basically. And they take it and they kind of like squeeze the body fat in order to measure the millimeters of fat basically on different parts of your body. And they use this in order to calculate your body fat percentage change over that period of time. My overall skin folds actually dropped from 190 millimeters to 143 millimeters. But when I did my final skin folds, I guess had some inflammation. So my chest measurement, oh, hi Crosby. So even though you can definitely see that my overall body is way more toned, I had some inflammation in my chest when she did the measurements. And so my chest measurement actually went up by a teeny bit, even though I know that I lost body fat there. So I think it's an important lesson that like you shouldn't focus so much on the numbers. Like your weight is nothing but a number. It can be so affected by the meal you ate the night before, how much water you retained, how much sodium you had. Same with like some of these like skin fold measurements. It can be impacted by like inflammation, which can be caused by if you drank the night before, if you had dairy, if you again ate a bowl of ramen. So I think what matters the most is how you feel, and I just feel so much better. The holidays were intense. It was nonstop eating and drinking with almost no working out. And so just getting back into the swing of things, having my healthy nutrition kitchen meals ready to go every day, delivered every morning. All you have to do is heat them up in the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes and you have like a delicious, healthy meal. I mean, in full transparency, some of the meals were not my favorite. And what's great is that you can provide this feedback directly to Nutrition Kitchen, and they're constantly listening to customer feedback in order to improve the meals moving forward. But because they have the menu listed out, what's great is that you can pick the exact meals that you want. So let's say you're doing 2 meals per day and you know you have lunch plans one day, you can swap the lunch for the breakfast, or if you really love a meal, you can even double up on that meal. Some of my personal favorite meals that you should look out for when you look at the menu are the Kerala fish curry, the herb marinated snapper, and both of these are actually on next week's menu. So if you wanna order for next week, you know that there's some good meals there. Also the teriyaki salmon's on next week's menu. And I think there's a smoked chicken Mediterranean scramble. Pretty much anything with smoked chicken was so good. They have it in a variety of the breakfasts. And also the breakfasts were just so good. I think they are actually probably some of my favorite meals, but I also just love eggs. When I was doing my elimination diet with Hybrid Gym, I was eating nonstop scrambled eggs and it got pretty boring pretty fast. So it was nice to have the variety of Nutrition Kitchen breakfasts where every morning the breakfast was quite different. So you can have like a smoked salmon omelet. The poached eggs were also always perfectly cooked. I was shocked by this, since even at a restaurant you can get bad poached eggs, and yet these eggs were delivered to me and microwaved, and they were still perfectly poached. Like in the green shakshuka with the poached eggs, chicken breast, and halloumi cheese, which was probably honestly one of my favorite meals of them all. Definitely keep your eyes peeled if that meal comes on the menu. Overall, I'd highly recommend Nutrition Kitchen, whether you're already kind of on a body transformation or on a more healthy track. It just makes it so much easier to stay on track, since you don't have to spend any time thinking about what you're gonna eat. You don't have to measure or weigh out your food. You can just see the nutrition information there and quickly add it to whatever calorie calculator you're using. It's also great if you're not even like on some special diet and you just don't want to have to think about what you're eating. You get the meals delivered to you. There's no mental energy wasted, no physical energy wasted. Especially if you're super busy, it just makes life so much easier. I was able to focus on working on content for my cookbook instead of having to like cook some chicken breast and broccoli. You know, it just makes it so much easier, and there's such a wide variety of meals, a wide variety of cuisines, and I'm giving you 150 Hong Kong dollars off to try it. Just use my promo code IndulgentEats150 and make sure you use it before this Friday at 12 p.m. The code will expire after that, and that's also the ordering cutoff in order to start getting next week's meals. That's basically it in terms of my shred. So Hybrid generally does these Get Lean challenges twice a year. So I'll probably do another one mid-year. And I think it's just, for me personally, since my job revolves around food, I don't really like making daily sacrifices in terms of what I eat. I don't want to have to count calories on a daily basis. So I'd much rather do this approach where it's like a 1 to 2 month period of counting calories, being super on track, and kind of dropping a higher percentage of weight. And then the rest of the year, I can just live my life and eat whatever I want. And then 6 months later, do it again. Like, I'd much rather do these short bursts of super healthy eating with an end in sight versus living every day, like saying no to cookies or noodles or dumplings or whatever it might be. So this is my personal approach to life. You do you, but this is what works for me. Truthfully, like when I gain some weight throughout the year, or if I gain weight on vacation, I don't care. I like truly love my body. I use these shreds more as like a reset. I can do that without guilt because I know that I'm also going to take care of my body by working out and also doing these occasional resets to kind of like remove all the toxins from my body. So I hope that this inspires you wherever you are in your own health or fitness journey. Feel free to leave any questions below in the comments, and thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more. See ya.